From his very own bedroom of our planet Earth in the heart of the Milky Way galaxy, it's the AugstersStuff 100 subscriber special. And now, here's your host, Augsters.
Wow. Thank you. I'm such a good actor, huh? There's not even applause point. It's all edited. Anyways, hey there, and welcome back to the channel. I can't believe that we've hit 100 subscribers. Like, seriously, that's insane. Like, it was only 6 months ago that I was uploading videos for fun, not really knowing if anyone would even watch, and now there are over 100 of you who keep coming back and supporting the channel. That's actually crazy to me. So first of all, thank you. Every one of you. Seriously, whether you've been here since the beginning or you just subscribed recently, it really means a lot. And because we've hit 100 subscribers, it's finally time for something I've been promising for months now, the Q&A video. So I asked you guys to send in your questions, and today I'm going to be answering all of them because there's a pretty manageable amount. So without further ado, let's get into the questions. All right, here's our first question, and this one is from @Ryshogun. And he asks, do you have a sixth sense? And to that I say, I would probably say if I had to have a sixth sense, or if I do have one, it'd probably be intuition. I have a very good intuition, and I come from people who have very good intuitions on my mom's side. So if I had to have a sixth sense, and if I do have a sixth sense, out of any of those, it would probably be intuition. Okay, so @KT-55RB asks, what got you interested in doing videos? So I kind of mentioned this in my last video. Hey, I'm Augsters. You can go check that out. I'll have it pinned just right about now. But like I said, I've always watched YouTube. I've always loved YouTube, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna finally start a channel. So that was really just me, and I had no idea what I was going to, do it about. So I was like, let's just do everything. So that's why. Karina Broliard 5728, I hope I'm saying that right. They ask, what kind of camera do you use? So I actually use my iPhone 16 front camera. So I'm recording this right now with my front camera. So that's why, if you can kind of tell, I'm looking off because I'm looking at myself. I know I'm very, very narcissistic. I'm very narcissistic for doing that. But if you ever see me look off to the sides, because I'm looking at myself. But if I was to look right here, I use the iPhone 16 camera, the front-facing one, and cinematic modes. That's how I have the blur background, and I just use the default camera app. So yeah. @AAA Battery-B4B asks, at what age did you start to wear beanies? So I actually don't remember, but I want to say it was a few years ago. I started wearing beanies. I originally wore black beanies. Then one day, the black beanie that I always wore, I think I put it in the washer, and I was like, I can't wear it. Well, obviously I couldn't wear it. So then I was like, huh? So my mom, she gave me one of her gray beanies to wear, and then ever since then, I've switched from black beanies to gray beanies. And this isn't the beanie that my mom gave me. This is a newer one. But yeah, so I've worn beanies for a couple years now. I started with black beanies, and I've moved on to gray beanies. @ST4R_Mary with 2 Ys asks, do you have Roblox? If you don't, can you make Roblox videos and shorts? Lots of people are into that stuff. So I actually do have Roblox. It is linked in my description. You can go follow that. I'm not going to accept your friend requests, but you can go follow it. And yeah, I will start posting Roblox videos if you guys would like to see that. So yeah. At Emily Amaya 5590 asks, are you ever going to tease some of the songs that you are writing? So yeah, I mentioned this a couple times. I write music, and I'm still thinking about making my music channel. So if you guys want to see that, just remember, comment down below. But yeah, I will start teasing some music every once in a while if you guys would want to see that. And I do want to make a music channel. I think that would be fun. So comment down below if you guys would also want to see a music channel from me. At NormalRobotGD asks, will you collab with me in a couple months? And to that I say, of course. Let's do something soon. At Manu Sharma 3186 asks, when are you going to collaborate with someone? And to that I say, I'm going to collaborate with NormalRobotGD very soon. At Karen Piolatto 267 asks, when did you become a Keith Haring fan, and what is it about his art that you like? So I'm actually wearing a Keith Haring shirt right now, and basically I like the simplicity of it. I like how, a lot of art, it's super intricate, crazy, all sorts of paintings, Van Gogh, all sorts of things like that. But I like how Keith Haring is simple. I feel like anybody could draw one of his figures, which I think is cool, because it's and it's also street arty, because, he would go tag his little figures. So I just like the simplicity of it. And all of the colors, obviously. That's why I really like his art. And I became a Keith Haring fan a few years ago. I went to a museum, and they had some Keith Haring stuff there, and I was like, oh, who's this guy? This is cool art. So, yeah. At HalfBitTech, aka Harry, asks, if you were to try GNU and Linux, what distribution would you try? I have no idea. I haven't done the research, but I would probably try something that is easy to use, because I like tech, but I don't know how to code tech. So I'd probably use something that's easy to use, but that is still very customizable, that I could customize to my liking. So if one of you guys in the comments want to help me with that, with some ideas, or if Harry, if you want to come over here in the comments and give me some recommendations, go ahead, because that's really all I'm looking for. Something customizable with good, easy interface with, power, I guess. At DavidPiolatto asks, what is your favorite sport to watch? I like baseball. Baseball is probably my favorite. I also like hockey. I like all the sports. I like baseball, basketball, hockey, football, soccer. I like all of them, but if I had to choose one, my favorite would be baseball. If you can see up there, I have some baseball caps up there. So, yeah, baseball. At Jack Piolatto 3849 asks, where's your favorite place to vacation? So there's this little resort that my family and I go to every year. It's up in the mountains. That place is really fun, and we just do a fishing trip, and it's just it's off the grid. There's no Wi-Fi and not really too much cellular, so I like going there. It's really fun to go up there and just kind of explore the outdoors for a week. At bpiolatto asks, how cool is your dad? He's pretty cool, I would say. He's lame, but he's cool. He's lame from a dad standpoint, dads can be kind of lame sometimes, but he's cool. He was cool enough to help me with all of my room stuff, my room redo, as I put it. In my setup tour, I even credited him because he helped me with the cable management in my desk. So yeah, pretty cool. And lastly, we have at Andrea Chavera 5165, and she actually has 3 questions, and those are, what is a weird habit that you have? So I do my Duolingo every day. So I do Duolingo and I do Wordle every day. So that is literally a habit. And obviously I think I've mentioned the not boring software apps on the channel. If I haven't, this is your sign to go get them, because they're really awesome. But they make an app, I've mentioned it more on Harry's channel, but they make an app called Habits. So I use that to track my daily habits. So that's Duolingo and Wordle. So I do those every day and track my, those streaks with habits. So that's technically a weird habit that I have, and here's my Duolingo streak. So yeah. What is your most embarrassing moment? This is hard because I've had a lot of embarrassing moments. I mean, I could just say my first video on this channel. That's pretty embarrassing looking back, even though it was only 6 months ago. There is probably many things I would change about that. But online, there's not much. I haven't posted too much. Oh, actually, I know. In my first video, I have my speed run. And I use a bunch of like filters and effects. And I was doing it as a joke, but looking back, it sort of looks like a joke, but it more just looks cringy. So that's probably my most embarrassing moment online. Outside of online, I don't know off the top of my head. I would have to look through my whole entire life. So I'm gonna just take it online, and I'm gonna say probably the speed run from my first video. And then Andrea's last question is, what would you do if you were invisible for a day? So probably what I would do is I would start by probably robbing a store. I would probably go rob like some sort of like tech store or something, or any store, and just get a lot of like good things. Or you know what? No, maybe I'd rob a bank and then I'd probably just do some robbing and stuff. Pretty standard. I'd probably go like stalk some people. Yeah, I'd probably rob some things, stalk some people. Yeah, pretty standard. But yeah, those are all of the questions that we have today. So I'm gonna take you back to the set.
All right, I think that's gonna wrap it up for today's Q&A. Once again, thank you guys so much for 100 subscribers. Seriously, this means way more to me than you would probably think. It's honestly so crazy to see this channel grow, even if it's still just the beginning. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and really press every button that YouTube gives you. Wait, actually, don't do that. That can mess something up. But seriously, if you do stick around and help me on this journey, there's so many more videos coming soon. And who knows, maybe at 500 subscribers, we'll do something even bigger. So yeah, thanks for watching, thanks for all the questions, and most importantly, thanks again for 100 subscribers. See ya!